Good
Let's crack
evening,
some
and
skulls.
yeah, let's go kick some asses. That's how it always starts. He says something, I say good evening, hello, or something, and then he says something. And then we go break some jars and boxes and stuff. Oh, it's the cycle of nature or something. And this is a dead end. Dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end. Well, since we are just in the desert and not doing anything, I guess I can start ranting about another topic again. Like the politicians, like corrupt, evil, pedophile politicians and stuff. Like, I don't know if it's like a surprising revelation for some, because like I've heard some people comment like when they read like the the Pizzagate, they read stuff about Pizzagate, and then like adults, men or whatever, they vomit when they read about all the sick shit that is going on and how some like political figures are involved in it. And I don't know, it just sounds fucking retarded, because I cannot like understand how any of it is a surprise to anyone.
The battles ended at the Euphrates River in modern-day Iraq.
David smote also Hadadizah, the son of Rehab, king of Zoba, as he went up to recover his border at the river Euphrates. Because like already when I was a teenager back in the 90s, I was, well, very skeptical of the elite, like whether it's the politicians or like bank people, like, you know, bank managers and all of these, you know, and people with economic might and stuff, like all of these people that were, I guess already in the 90s, people were getting more suspicious than, let's say, in the 50s or 80s or whatever, but still, I guess there was still some, at least like in public, like consensus, like, oh, these people are here for, you know, because like these people are in high positions because they have some ability and like they have some standards, basically. And I didn't really believe it, and I sort of thought like, oh, maybe I'm just dumb or crazy since I don't see what other people seem to be seeing. Although I think that's how most teenagers think, that they don't really like the status quo and they think there's something wrong with it. Like even social justice warriors, all these, you know, 20-year-old like trans whatever and what's that thing, like liquid sexuality or whatever it was, and you know, who are, and everything is oppressive and patriarchy and white heteronormativity oppresses them and stuff. Like at least they understand there is something wrong with society. Like I can agree with them on that account, but of course, like their solutions basically it just would make things much worse than they already are. But like, yeah, that's like the, I don't know, the perks of youth, and also like the downfall is that like you don't really believe in shit. Like you're skeptical of shit, but then you have, but the downside is that you have no fucking clue how to, what is actually wrong and how to fix it. But anyway, back to like, already in the 90s, like probably in the mid 90s and stuff, I sort of like, deep down I thought like, you know, these hallowed politicians and
sons of David.
and people in high positions in society.
Preparations are not yet in place. The army needs more time.
Joab isn't
Sounds so
ready.
gay.
Imagine that.
Excellent. This means more Arameans will fall by my hand today.
Of course Eleazar is happy about facing another horde of enemies.
So yeah, deep down back, you know, when I was a teenager, I thought that the
victory over the Aramaeans was complete.
people in
This
high
would give
positions in
access to
society that they are some sort of like
chariots
pedophiles
and
and
charioteers.
like they're, let's say I don't think I thought they were Satanists or Luciferians, but like that their worldview is, well, is completely different. Okay. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen. And David halved all the chariot horses, but reserved of them for 100 chariots. Okay. Because like, well, I think it's just some basic stuff you learn when you play video games, like when you play strategy games, like Civilization or something. That if you're ruling, you know, a big country or empire or whatever, your values and like your priorities are completely different from a, you know, average guy who goes to a 9-to-5 job and has a family and stuff. Like, you know, it's people for them who worry about like, you know, basic morality and stuff like that. But like, but politicians, they don't, you know, if they have to kill 1,000 of their own people, like sacrifice them, but it gives them an advantage in the end game, that's what they should do if they want to be good politicians. It's just like, of course, if they do it too blatantly, there might be a backlash and then they might end up losing. But that's like, you know, it's only the crazy conspiracy nuts who care about that stuff. Like most people, they go along with whatever bullshit propaganda the mainstream media sells them. What the fuck? Is there somebody in the tree? Like the red outline? But yeah, already back in the 90s when I was a teenager, I thought like the political elite, yeah, they are these evil pedophiles and whatever, like depraved people basically. But like, I guess it was still heresy to say it out loud, but nowadays everybody pretty much knows that's the case. Or like maybe some people try to kid them. Like I don't have 100% proof that this is like, I don't, like myself, I cannot say 100% that Pizzagate is real and all of the allegations are true, but it's like, yes. What the fuck?
Time to do the Lord's bidding.
It's still fairly obvious, I think. Like, even if Pizzagate isn't real, some other revelation like that is bound to come along the way and, you know, point out how just evil and depraved these people are who we allow to be our leaders.
At the Battle of Helm, Hadadezer brought with him his greatest general, Shobak.
And Hadadezer sent and brought out the Syrians that were beyond the river, and they came to Helam, and Shobak, the captain of the house of Hadarezer, went before them. Yeah, now it's Hadarezer, it's not Hadadezer. Hadadezel. Vin Diesel. Guess I have to go see if there's some crap here. I just have to. But yeah, like I remember once when I was a teenager, like probably like, you know, 14, 15, I saw a movie, or I don't think I saw the whole movie, by a Spanish director, Pedro Almodovar, and I've seen some of his other movies, but like that there was like some, like a teenage boy, and then there was some like middle-aged man, like I think it was a dentist or something, and it was like, yeah, somehow became obvious that the
David
dentist
seems to have
likes
captured so many prisoners
young
and
boys,
horses
you know,
that he
in
had
that
to
way.
disable some of the horses so they could not be used against him in the future.
And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen, and David halved all his chariots. I'd read this before. Don't recycle those quotes, please. So anyway, like in the Almodovari movie, the dentist man liked young boys, and then there was like some maybe 13-year-old boy in the movie, and then he's sort of like, hey, can I come live with you? And it's like, I don't know, it was like blatant pedophilia, and seeing that made me like so happy. Not because I was like well, I was a teenager myself then, but it's not like, you know, I wanted some rich sugar daddy, or like I wanted to become a pedophile when I was older. It was like, no, because it was so honest, because I think already back then that was like the underlying... Ooh, what's this?
We know that during David's victory at Helm, not only did he take a great deal of plunder from the Arameans, their general Shobak was slain.
And the Syrians fled before Israel, and David slew the men of 700 chariots of the Syrians and 40,000 horsemen, and smote Shobak, the captain of their host, who died there. So yeah, I think like even back in the 90s, like the moral fabric of society, it didn't really exist. Like we were just, I guess, like on the surface, there is still like the veneer, like the facade was much stronger, and you could like pretend that, you know, society is still somehow moral and there are principles, but there weren't. Like it was, all of it was bullshit already, and we're just too dumb. Like we still pretend like, I don't know, like that there is any decency anywhere. Like, of course there are some, like, you know, decent people and stuff, but like overall society is utterly corrupt, and it has to be like, it will eventually go the way of Sodom and Gomorrah. And okay, yeah, this was a short level, it seems, and short video, but like, yeah, already back in the 90s, like I just felt them, and I'm not saying that I'm, you know, some psychic or got messages from God or the Ashtar command or anything. It was just like obvious that society was so corrupt, and people, like, they already lacked morals back then, and it just takes us so fucking long to go through the process. Like, you know, on like a spiritual level, society was doomed already back then, and I don't know. So I guess it's in that sense, it's like, you know, counterproductive to, I don't know, hope to, you know, support your right-wing governments, like, you know, vote for Trump or anyone like that, because I think that the collapse of the Western civilization, it has happened like 100 years ago. Like spiritually and morally, our civilization is dead, and it just, you know, doesn't mean that every individual in the West is spiritually dead, but like we have to start some new society that is moral and, yeah, not spiritually bankrupt. And like, you know, these are just formality, like, you know, the Jimmy Savile and other not other politicians, that wasn't politician, like these revelations in Britain, and now Pizzagate, and there was some just recently, like last week or something, some pedophile ring busted in Norway, but I don't know the details. But like, and of course, like all of these wars, they've been manufactured by the West, and it's not like, you know, of this, you know, Muslim extremists and all that stuff. It's because we are so morally bankrupt. It's all because of And some people still like pretend like we're not, but I don't know. Yeah, that's it.